This is about to be the littest thing of all time.
I can't wait.
All right. Turn on the, let's see, scroll through. All right. Season 1, Episode 1. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Sound the freaking war horns. We're about to watch Berserk, baby. What happened? This isn't. I clicked on the wrong thing. This can't be it. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Volume 1 live on Kumu, baby. My name is Josh Magic Michaels, and you know her, you love her. Today, as always, I am joined by
Mehgan Perrine.
Welcome to another stream.
Hello.
Today we got a fun show planned for you guys. If you're watching this later on YouTube, we are streaming live on Kumu, baby. We're doing it every Thursday at 9 p.m. PST. But if you're here live right now on Kumu, then welcome.
Hi.
Like I said, today we got a fun show planned. We're going to be talking about series that elevate and series that disrespect the source material. And there's a lot of series out there that disrespect the source material.
Surprisingly, you'd think that it would be as simple as just adapting what's in the source material right on the page. I know there's a lot of things that go into adaptions, like studios, how long the episode lengths will go, budget, teams, but sometimes it is just like, you had one job. From a fan, I mean, I know there's a lot of work that goes into it, but just like, oh, you could have done it. You're so close. You could have just made this thing amazing like it is here.
Yeah. There are a couple of things on this list that I think aren't going to shock anybody, but there are a few things on our list that I think will shock you. The way we thought we would do it is we'd talk about a series that elevated the source material, and then we'll go on to a series that disrespected the source material, and we'll kind of go back and forth. We're also going to be looking at the studio and some other things that the studio has worked on, and we might even look up some footage or some trailers of the actual animation so you can see it for yourself. Yashar 2200 said he's reading Berserk right now. Now, I'm not going to say if Berserk is on this list or not on this list, but let's just say that if it was, it might be on a list that some people would call pretty disrespectful.
That's probably not surprising to most.
Yeah. So, Yashar, you're doing the right thing by reading Berserk. I think there's only one way to consume it, and that is read it.
Yeah. And Rexy said they just finished the Conviction arc. Thank you for the gift, by the way. But yeah, Conviction arc. What a great. I mean, I wish I could reread it.
I mean, yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. I was like, you can reread it.
No, I meant like the first time.
Yeah, no one's saying you can't read it.
I can't reread it.
You finished it, and now you can never go back to it.
I can't do that again to myself. I can't do it. The heartbreak. I can't.
Oh, my God. Gilbert said he just finished The Eclipse, and now I'm depressed. Someone, Gilbert, reach out to somebody. Because if you just read that, and you're just jumping into this live, you need a cool down period.
You're not in the right headspace. You're not in the right headspace.
Yeah, you need to be around family right now. You just read The Eclipse. Oh my God, you read The Golden Age. You just finished. You need to go to church.
Yeah, you need go to church. Say a little prayer.
Yeah. Say a little prayer to Pastor Lucci, dude. Have him bless you.
And take a bath. Take a nice warm bath. Relax. Collect your thoughts, because it is a lot, especially if you're dealing with it alone. You know.
Especially if you're dealing with it alone. Shout out to everybody too from our YouTube channel. Thank you guys for being here over on Kumu. Thank you for popping in, showing your support. I'm gonna play a sound for you guys. We'll see if we got the sounds working. I think they should be working.
Oh yeah, let us know.
So I'm counting on you guys. I'm about to give you an air horn. So if you hear an air horn, give me a thumbs up or something in the chat. Okay, this is for you guys.
Did you hear it? Did you hear?
No, I don't know.
Did you hear it? Hassan
said everything is crisp.
Dang.
Oh, Vermilion can hear the sound effects.
Ow! Oh, I hit my finger.
Yeah, they can hear that too.
Oh.
Yeah, they can hear that too. They can hear you injuring yourself right now too.
Anyway,
that's the beauty of a live show. You get to watch Mehgan hurt herself live.
Thank you for the Hello Monkey D. Luffy. Woo! These are so cute.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm gonna have so much fun, dude. I'm gonna have
You
so much
really
fun.
are gonna go ham.
Yeah, dude. I'm ready. Okay, so let's just jump into it. First, let's jump into a series that was elevated by its anime adaptation. Mm-hmm. This is no surprise, I think, to anybody. There's a couple on the Elevate list that, like I said, most people are already going to kind of, expect to be on this list. But there's at least, I think, maybe one that you don't expect to be on this list. And the reason this isn't like a top 3 series that were elevated or disrespected is because if you guys like these kinds of videos, then we can do other 3. We're doing 3 and 3, and we can do another 3 and 3, and we can keep them coming.
333.
333.
Triple. Oh, baby, a triple.
Ooh, baby, a triple.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, that I did not know about.
Yeah,
that's what I did not know about.
You didn't know about that.
Thank you for the newbie love, Yashar. Thank you.
And that gets a ding. All right. The first series. I have too much power with the sound.
You really do.
The first series that has been elevated is, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ooh.
And this comes, I don't think, as a surprise to anybody because, Jujutsu Kaisen, the animation is something that everybody always talks about when they talk about Jujutsu. Mm-hmm. And, of course, that series is animated by Mappa.
The one and only.
The one and only. Mm-hmm. There's another Mappa series on this list, on the disrespect list, actually.
That might be a bit controversial, but I'm sure once you hear our opinions, you might agree to disagree.
It's so funny because I don't 100% agree. Mehgan put this on the list. I don't 100% disagree, but I don't 100% agree. So I'm interested to hear her thoughts when we get there.
I wouldn't say completely disrespect, like oh, I'm putting
lean into it, girl. No, go for it.
Okay, I'm not. I'm not in the middle just because I don't want anyone to say anything. But it is kind of like this thing where it could have been such a great anime, if they didn't do specific things to this series. But we'll get into it.
A lot of people are going off in the chat too about the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that just came out, and I still haven't seen it. Want to see it, plan on seeing it. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, we want to see it.
Yeah, we really, really want to see it. We just haven't had time to see it yet. My mom came to visit recently, and ain't no way I'm dragging. I mean, I tried. I tried to get her to watch Strong World like 3 times, but all she wanted to watch was Medea, which I'm going to say this on Kumu, okay?
You liked it, yeah.
Medea's
hilarious.
Is a freaking awesome movie, dude. It was so good. I have never laughed that much at a movie. Well, I have, but not in a long, long time. Something about it just makes me feel at home. Mm-hmm.
You're a country boy.
I mean, my mom, she lives out there in Virginia, okay? And, I kind of grew up out there, during my younger years. And I know what you're thinking, Josh, you're still in your younger years, but during my younger years.
Who else says Josh Medea Michaels?
Dude, that's a freaking compliment, dude. Medea pops off, dude. Medea tells it like it is.
Yeah.
Okay? And Medea's a little bit of a stoner now, which I don't remember Medea always smoking that ganja like she was smoking it in that
They
movie,
really pushed it in this movie. But we're not here maybe they do in JJK. Who knows? We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so that's the only reason we haven't had time to go see it. I haven't had time to go see it. My mom was visiting, but gonna go see it. Everybody's been saying nothing but great things about it.
Oh yeah.
I watch a lot of other review channels, non-spoiler review channels, and the reviews are in, and the movie's fantastic. Everybody, even critics, love it. I think it's got, last time I checked, it had like a 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. That could have changed since then. But no, I mean this.
I think it was like 100%. Honestly,
it might have been 100%. It got a. I think it ended up maybe not beating Demon Slayer, but getting close. And if it did beat it, people are also saying that it opened in more theaters, so that could kind of play into the figures a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is, I mean, with Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, and then this, things are looking pretty freaking great for animated anime movies in theaters. Not so much on the live action front, but I'm still holding out hope.
No, not the live action, but definitely just in theaters, because it is like this thing where people that don't know just want to see, and people that do know will definitely go. So you're kind of winning.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a win-win.
Now, when it comes to, Will said, according to IMDb, the JJK movie made $135 million.
Wow.
That's insane. Mugen Train was, I think, the biggest movie of 2020.
Yeah, something crazy like that. And it was like a great movie. People are comparing the JJK movie to the Demon Slayer movie, which is like, I mean, I don't know how you can compare them really.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very excited. I want to see it in theaters. I think it's like a must. And hopefully, like, I think with Demon Slayer 2 was going on for a while. And even when they took it out, they brought it back in some theaters. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, want to stop here. I want to get on to discussing the series and how it's elevated, but we can't blow past this comment right here, because speaking of anime adaptations, David Ramirez says that Kaiju number 8 is getting an anime adaptation. Woo!
It, I think, was announced that it was going to be in production. But, correct me if I'm wrong. Am I Toei? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because there's a lot of things circulating, and I've just seen like Kaiju number 8 getting an anime. But I think it's just in production, not necessarily anything else, but I don't know.
But I mean,
if
it's in production, that means it's getting made.
Well, no, for sure. But like, if it's Toei, then like, will it be Toei?
Right.
Like, I feel like we're talking about it too, and other people were talking about it online. Like, people were like, "Oh, Mappa, that'd be awesome, Mappa," and I was like, "I don't know if it's a Mappa.
You guys need to leave
them
Mappa
alone. They have enough on their plate." Okay, I think it is. It doesn't even really fit like that Mappa vibe. I think it'd be more like a.
Yeah, Mappa to me, since we're talking about animation studios, Mappa to me tends like they can really nail series with like a darker tone. Mm-hmm. I mean, they do things and can do things outside of it, but with everything they've seemed to really like nail recently, it's all had like Attack on Titan and, Chainsaw Man. And I mean, we've only seen the trailer of Chainsaw Man, but it seems like they're probably going to nail it.
Yeah, and Kaiju's just not that all the way.
Kaiju is...
It has elements, but not...
I would say Kaiju is compared. I think Kaiju needs to be animated by a studio who can really nail that. It's a weird... I don't know how to explain it. It's a weird mix between, like, it is a very intense series. It is a very, action-heavy series. But it's also, like... the art style and the characters, like, I don't know, something about Kafka, like it lends itself to, there's like a sweet side to it, I feel like. Underneath all that, there's a sweet side to it. And I think that studio needs to really nail that sweet side.
I think it would be like, maybe like,
Oh, someone came in on a freaking boat right now.
Oh!
Dude. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. What was I saying? Maybe like Bones? Someone said Wit would be good too.
Yeah, Wit would be great. Wit would be great. Yeah, I'm so excited about Kaiju number 8 getting an anime adaptation. It deserves it, and I can't wait for footage or a trailer or PVs or anything to come out.
Yes.
But let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen this series. Megan, I'll talk about sort of my thoughts on why I feel like it's elevated, because yes, do I think it's elevated just in terms of the animation being great. I'm not talking about a good adaptation here. I'm not talking about an adaptation because there's so many good adaptations. I'm talking about an adaptation that elevates the source material. What's your relationship with JJK, and what does elevate in terms of like this specific series mean to you?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of JJK. I'll just say that straight out the jump. The manga, I mean, anything that can make a great adaptation from manga going into anime, not just adapting it, but again, like you said, elevating it, making it better. I mean, they really set a bar, just like Demon Slayer kind of did with animation. Like Jujutsu Kaisen just knocked it out of the park, and that is Mappa just killing it once again. And I think that people that weren't really necessarily familiar with the manga, which I really wasn't even familiar with it at all, and I heard it was becoming a thing, I was like, okay, I don't know anything about this. I'm sure that the Jujutsu Kaisen manga fans were like ecstatic to see the finished product, because it is so beautiful and so well done. I think Nolan's all the way caught up on the manga. I think I've read maybe the first couple, like maybe the first volume, that's it. But I mean, how can you get better than this? I don't know if they've cut anything out. I'm not sure, but just based on how it looks and the success that it's had, I mean, they're doing something right.
Yeah. See, for me, I also have to, admit that I'm also not the biggest JJK fan. And look, this isn't me taking away from a super popular series and trying to go against the curve and trying to just be different. Same.
I really tried. I watched it pretty much all the way through. Yeah. And it was kind of like during the hype, but not necessarily as hyped as it is now with the movie and how long it's been out. I did try to watch it when it came out because it looked so great and because I was interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers or anything. For me, I feel like the action and the world and everything, the power systems, everything is there. The character designs, everything is there. What personally, to Josh, is lacking in Jujutsu Kaisen, again, personally to me, Josh, is just character. I just don't. Ichidori is fine, and I think he is probably one of maybe, I would say not the most interesting. I don't think it's a Deku situation where everybody else is far more interesting than he is. I think he is interesting, enough.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think outside of like a lot of really awesome character design, I had a hard time really not connecting at all, just connecting. I didn't connect with, for example, we just talked about Kaiju number 8. I didn't connect with Ichidori as much as I connected with Kafka. And before anybody says anything, age has nothing to do with it.
All right? More relatable.
Yeah. For me, it did feel like it was drawing inspiration, and there's nothing wrong with that either from a lot of other series, but I had a hard time caring about the characters as much as it felt like the series wanted me to care for them.
It felt like something I was doing was wrong. Watching it, I was like, oh, what am I missing? And I really did like Gojo, of course. I did like the other, again, like I watched it, but I really couldn't tell you what actually happens. Yeah. I remember the other class, like the panda guy and the girl with the green hair and the glasses. Their class was really cool. I think they were maybe upperclassmen. I was really interested in them. And not necessarily the three main characters are supposed to be rooting for.
Sure. And that's, I do want to say too, like, I do think that a lot of the other characters are more interesting than the main character, but I think that it's not as bad as Deku. Like for me, like Deku sets a bar for a main character that is the least like interesting. At least like when it comes to JJK, at least the main character is like kind of interesting,
Yeah.
But
well, that's how it started with Deku. Like he was like, you were very invested in his journey. For me personally, like I was super invested in what he was like building up for and what he was trying to prove and like, honing his ability. And then it just kind of like fell off for me, and I started rooting for the other characters more and more and more because it was just so repetitive with Deku, which is like I don't hate My Hero because I like really loved it at one time. Like kind of like pains me to talk about it. It's like a breakup, it's like you think about them now and then you're like, damn, yeah, you're scarred, and you're like, I wonder if they're doing okay, but it's like I can't go back.
Yeah. I just gotta let it be. I gotta let it live its own life.
I don't know if I can go back to that.
I gotta let My Hero like become whoever it needs to become on its own.
Yeah. And then maybe it could. Yeah, maybe it can come back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But Probably not.
But it needs to worry about itself. It doesn't need to worry about me.
No, yeah, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
But I also do want to say that for me, why I think it's elevated is because as much as I felt that like disconnect in the manga, I did feel like it's elevated because the animation, the fluidity, obviously, you know, how they were able to not only take these panels and give them so much like life, but they were able to just like add so much to the world, add so much of that like that feeling. And there were a lot of times where I felt like even watching it, like I felt, and you said it so perfectly, Mehgan. It was like I'm watching this and I'm like, this is freaking amazing. What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Why don't I care more? But you know, the anime was so good that it made me, you know, pretty much finish. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if I didn't finish the first season, then I only didn't finish it by like 1 or 2 episodes. But it was so good that it made me want to continue watching it. And I was so like captivated by the animation that I, you know, stayed on for the majority of the first season. And I don't know. I just think that for me, if you can really bring this world to life, and I could smell it, you know, I could smell it, you know, I could feel it. And it was like, of all the other series that were coming out at the time and are still coming out, like they just did something, Mappa just did something different. They really just like, I don't know, man. They really must have hired a whole new department and overworked them. But yeah, I think it was elevated ultimately because I felt more just drawn and had more interest in continuing. And I can't say that I felt the same way after reading the manga. You know?
I mean, that's sometimes how it happens. Like if there's a manga that I'm like kind of iffy on, or you know, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll continue to read it. If there's an anime, like if I like it enough, I'll go ahead and watch it.
Yeah. And Alexander Art said, yeah, they did put their whole punani in it.
Yes.
And I think that
Alexander, you're getting it.
Yeah, I think that I've been searching for a word to say instead of the word
punani. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been putting their whole nani into it.
Nani.
You know what I'm saying?
Nani, that's good.
Yeah, they've been putting their whole nani into it.
And if people were like, what's that? And you're like, nani? And it's like,
nani?
Perfect.
Yeah.
It worked on so many levels. And that happened because of your comment, Alexander.
Yeah,
thank you.
For real.
We have a new word.
Yeah, so again, not to take anything away from jujitsu or people who love jujitsu, it's just we've talked about it before on our show. It's just one of those things that like for whatever reason like we just didn't connect with. Doesn't mean it's not great, but the anime I feel like really elevated it because it gave so much more like, you know, obviously I was going to say movement, but obviously it gives, you know, life, but also like, you know, just sometimes I feel like the impacts of the actual, you know, attacks and just, I mean, it really like it was an experience. It really was, which made it all the more frustrating
that
I was just sitting
your
there.
Cup of tea.
I was sitting there like,
and there were points where I was like, this might get me.
Oh yeah, every episode, I had to look myself in the mirror and I had to say like, Josh, it's okay. I mean, you know, maybe if you keep watching it, then maybe you'll get it. It's not you. It can't be you. And sure enough, it's probably just me. But
I was trying to look for a sound to.
Oh, you were trying to look over for a sound to play?
Put that in.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ready? Here we go. I can't figure it out. It's like everything that I see online is nothing but overwhelming positivity. What did I do? Am I watching it wrong? Are they talking about a different show? How many shows could they recall with the same name? Oh man, I need to call my mom, my dad, mend my broken relationships. Maybe that's why I have such a hard time feeling. Is it? Megan's here.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Gojo, hot. Sukuna, hot. Why can't I like this? Why can't I be a JJK head? Can you tell me?
Can you tell me?
Can you tell me why I can't expand my domain?
Oh,
Can
that
you-
was good.
Can you Can you tell me why I can't summon I don't know a lot about it. Why can't I eat the fingy?
Oh, that was a perfect place to end. Domain expansion. Anyway, that's a series that was elevated by the source material.
We're gonna do that every time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, let's get on to our first
Oh no.
disrespect. Oh no. Why did you do that like that?
Oh no.
Let's get to our first disrespect. Look, someone mentioned that they were reading it earlier. I'm just gonna say it. Berserk is a disrespect. The anime adaptation, not the 96 or 97, but I'm talking about the 2016 or whatever. That one is a disrespect. And so I'm sorry, Leiden Films, but you dropped the ball. You disrespected a classic, you disrespected a legend, and you disrespected all the fans of this series, okay? Were you making a video game, and then halfway through the video game, you
Were you
decided...
making a video game, and halfway through, you decided not to make a video game? Because that's what it seemed like, isn't it?
Isn't it? Were you making a video game and you were like, oh, shoot, I don't know how to make a video game, but I have all the cutscenes, so I might as well string them together and make a show.
We did start doing 2D animation a little bit, and we'll give you a little hint of it.
Yeah.
So we can dangle it over your mouth, and we'll have you beg for it.
Yeah.
And we'll give you 30 seconds of it after the last episode.
Yeah, here's a great prank. Let's have everybody get in the office. We have a great idea. Let's have everybody who loves this series and feels so connected to Guts, to Casca, to Griffith, to even Corcus, okay? And to Shirke and to Puck and to Isidro and to Serpico. Let's have everybody who's super connected to all these characters. Let's have them suffer, okay? Through this mutilation of their characters. And let's make Guts' sword sound like pots and pans clanking together, which, by the way, for the record, I didn't absolutely hate. But
I didn't hate, and then people are like, why do you like this? And then I was like, I didn't mean to like it.
I felt the same way. But then at the very last moment, when they feel as if they cannot take it any longer, in the very last 10 minutes of season 2 or season 3 or however many seasons they give us, they'll probably give us freaking
I don't know
as many as we want because we're adapting Berserk. At the very last second, for the very last couple of minutes, let's give them the animation they dreamed this whole series was. Let's actually hire a couple of competent. I'm sorry, the animators who worked on Berserk are probably very competent. They probably something behind the scenes probably went wrong.
No, they just wanted to try something,
Maybe let's give them something that they wish they had for a whole series. Let's give it to them in the last 5 minutes.
Give them a little tablespoon.
Yeah.
And then let them sit in their own filth.
Yeah.
And feel that honestly that level of dread and hurt that Guts felt, going through all of his journeys. Maybe that's why they did it. Maybe that's why they did it.
Dude, they wanted us to do it because as fans of the series, we are all sufferers.
Strugglers.
And sufferers, but strugglers is what I meant to say. We are all strugglers. Sufferers.
We're all sufferers.
I'm suffering right now, dude. I was suffering watching that. Even though the movies weren't that bad. And Mr. Stealing Your Waifu said it was our own personal eclipse. Do you know how freaking excited I was?
Yeah.
Excited I was when I sat down. I sat down to watch. This was me. This was me sitting down right here. Oh shoot. This is about to be the littest thing of all time.
I can't wait.
All right. Turn on the, let's see, scroll through. All right. Season 1, episode 1. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Sound the freaking war horns. We're about to watch Berserk, baby. What happened? This is This isn't. I clicked on the wrong thing. This can't be it.
Oh, I thought this. You must have clicked like the fan made. You must have clicked the fan made after like 1997. They were like I think it was like 2000 something. They were like trying new stuff out because this is like doesn't. I don't think this is it.
If this is a fan made thing, this is great. But I'm looking for the studio version of this.
No, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, so let me hold on. Let me try to find it.
If we could find that.
This is the studio version of the thing. This is the studio version of the thing. Yeah, official. This is the official Berserk anime. The greatest story ever told. This is the animation.
But then why is everything like all? Why is it not in order? Why is Shirky there like right now?
I mean I don't know. I don't know. I didn't make it.
So they're just not doing Golden Age at all.
Well, I mean the movies covered the Golden Age.
Yeah,
so
but if you redid it, if you retold it, if all new animation, you should adapt like the most important part of the story.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have to agree with you. I mean, the movies were pretty great though. I mean, compared to this.
And then it like, because the OP was like really good, right? It was really good.
Yeah. Oh, someone said we needed Guts' theme for it. Yeah. Anyway, I actually did think the movies were great.
The movies were amazing. The movies were awesome. And they were awesome, but they kind of made Casca a little more light skinned. And I was like, why do we have to do this?
In the movies?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall.
Anyway, it was good though. In the 1997, I guess that's what we'll get, and we won't throw a fit.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, I mean, obviously, if you haven't read Berserk, everybody has heard of it, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't read it yet, I mean, it's never too late to start reading. It actually goes by pretty quickly. I mean, we were reading it for the podcast, and it took us like under a year, and that's when we were doing it like we were
every
other week. I
mm-hmm.
mean, you actually at a certain point are able to fly through it. I think after the conviction arc, especially like when you do start meeting Shirke and all these things are introduced, like concepts, systems, things. I mean, I think it really even becomes more of a breeze because it goes away from sort of the warring, country kind of thing, and then just starts leaning more into the magic of everything.
Magic mystical.
And I pray every day. I pray to Pastor Lucci. I pray that it's going to get a reanimation, or does it need a reanimation? Maybe it's just best. I mean, they've had the 1996, what is it, the 2000? 1997, 2016, and then they've had the movies. And the movies are the best of the three. Maybe 3 times you're out. 3 strikes you're out. Maybe you just leave it alone. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know if it would ever get that treatment again. I mean, it would be nice, but who knows? I mean, that's the thing. Like, they're coming from the 2016. Like, they're just going to I mean, that would be like, 3 seasons long of like like episodes, because you have to go through the whole story. I mean, it'd be great, but I just don't know who's willing to take that on.
Well, we got a couple cool comments. One from Will, and Will says there's a YouTuber who's doing a fan animation of one of the cooler fights, and I think he's doing the Rosine fight.
Yeah, we saw that.
And we follow this guy and, follow every update, and, it looks amazing. He's released like teasers, and I think he has help. He's doing, I think, the brunt of it by himself. It looks freaking incredible. Someone rode in on a freaking boat right now, dude.
Hi, Shine.
I'm really excited to see this fight. I mean, it's not coming out for a long time because I think it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, but yeah. And then hopefully someone hires that man. But Gilbert Punpun said, I hope Ufotable or Ufotable takes a big series like Berserk on after Demon Slayer. And I think that'd be fantastic. I mean, it seems like to me, just from their track record, they have sort of a counter Mappa strategy, I feel like, in the sense that they don't take on all these huge series at once. Like, they really have one big heavy hitter. They've done other things. But they really put their whole Nani into one series at a time. Yeah. It feels like. I mean, I know they do other stuff, but,
Yeah, they hit it out of the park with Demon Slayer. That's all they were really doing at the time, so.
Yeah. And that'd be amazing. I mean, I wouldn't mind, a Berserk anime sort of in the style of the Demon Slayer anime. Like, you know, it has the varying line weight and thicker lines. I mean, that is kind of you know, that is kind of taken from the manga, but I think it is kind of dialed up a little bit more. So I think that they could really capture Mira's art style, or I think the animation style that they tend to have would complement Mira's
Yeah, see, that's
art
a great
style.
example of, you know, having this 3D, you know, CGI animation mixed so well with the 2D. There are moments in Demon Slayer 1 and 2 that are heavy in CG, but you can't really tell. It's blended so well.
Yeah.
And it's not over exaggerated. They could have easily done that, I mean, with Berserk, and there are scenes in the Berserk anime in the 2016 that are that 2D, and then just go back to the, you know, CG 3D. It's just like,
Yeah, it's
I
all
don't
over
know.
the place.
And I'm not I don't hate 3D, but it has to be done right for me to like enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they blend it so well. But even outside of that, if you're going to have the audacity, the balls, the, you know, confidence to take this series, I mean, I can't imagine, dude, the people who were working in that office and they just saw it before it was released and they were just like, what? We can't put this out. And it's like, sir, we've put millions or hundreds of thousands, maybe. I mean, maybe they just put $25 into it. I don't know. But I mean, I just think that even if they were going to lean all 3D, there's another series on this list that is all 3D that we won't reveal yet, but they actually got the closest, I think, to nailing it. I just think that for me, it tends to be that 3D, they just can't quite nail the movements. They can't quite make it not feel like it's on a rig and it's like being puppeteered and everybody's just sort of like, you know, and Berserk, the 2016, suffers from this a lot. Suffers from this a lot.
Javi Meister said Dorohedoro looked good in 3D, but the manga is just on another level. Rexy said Dorohedoro ? Beastars ? Gantz ?
Ooh, a lot of guesses. Keep on guessing.
I know.
I will just...
Land of the Lustrious was so good 3D. See, there's a couple that I know people really, really like, and I don't know. There's one on the list that I'll kind of defend, because I just feel like when I watched it in the anime, I was like, oh, this is really cool, because I was kind of like only anime for a while, and then I read the manga, and I was like, oh, this is supposed to be that.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that on here?
Yeah.
And I already finished it. I already completed it. So it was like, oh, like interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, for the 2016 Berserk anime adaptation, that's going to be a no. That's going to be a disrespect.
Sorry, love, you're out.
So the next series that we're going to talk about that elevates the source material is, and this is, you know, kind of a tricky one to talk about because there is a nuance to it, I believe. But the next series is Mob Psycho 100.
Woo! How can you not love Mob?
Elevated, yeah.
How can you not love Mob? Mob is like phenomenal.
Yeah, 100%. Mob is also phenomenal. I'm a sucker for the type. One has this art style that, although I feel like the animation, I mean, they took, I think, some like liberties with the characters in the animation, not the characters like who they are, but you know how they look. And I mean, they cleaned things up a lot. Cleaned things up a lot, and they gave it more of a you know, consistent aesthetic or cohesive aesthetic, I guess. But I am also, it's a tricky sort of series for me because at the end of the day, do I feel like it elevated the series? Yeah. The source material? Yeah. However, that is not a disrespect, or, you know, I don't mean to take away from one's art style. A lot of people, when they talk about this, and it's like very hard to talk about it and misunderstand sort of, you know, what at least I'm saying or how I feel.
Yeah, it's not like we're saying, oh yeah, the anime is better in every way and the manga is, you know, I'm bad with words. Not to the level,
right.
Not the same level. And it's like, well, you wouldn't have this without that.
Yes.
And they're different, but in like the best way possible. It's not like a difference of horrible.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for like people. One, the mangaka inspired me in a lot of ways. And it might sound like a sneak diss, okay, or it might sound like like I'm doing some sort of
Sneak
shadow
diss.
play over here or something, or I'm
Shadow
trying to like,
play.
you know what I mean? But I really do mean it as a compliment. And one, if you've seen the Mob Psycho anime, but you haven't seen or read the manga, the art style, I'll look up some panels in a second, but for me, as someone who struggles with like wanting things to be perfect and have like, you know, I can get in my way a lot of the time, and I can, you know, I want things to, I feel like I'm never good enough I'm never good enough, or I'm not as good as like this person or that person. And one was such an inspiration to me because his art style isn't like a Miura's at all. It isn't like a Fujimoto. It isn't like a Kubo. It's very rough. It's very simple, but he's telling this very amazing story. And what I think the manga does, the manga art style really lends itself to, especially Mob, the main character of this series. And it does add to the humor, and it does something about the rough around the edges, sort of like looks like it was drawn on a napkin sometimes.
Yeah, it's very like it lends itself to that like dry humor that I think Mob has, especially with like him kind of like not understanding like what's actually happening and having like an idea or I'm being told this, so it has to be that way, right? And just being so gullible. Like a lot of the time in the manga, for sure, you like it totally adds to those jokes if it is like this huge fight scene and then there's like a joke after and you're like, oh, that was pretty rough, I didn't even see any of that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the time reading it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going to pop up right away. We will see, and I might have to readjust some stuff. But and it is just crazy. Like you see this, and then you see the anime, and you definitely see. Obviously, that's Reagan and that's Mob, but it's just on a whole nother level. Yeah, I mean, again, I grew up reading, you know, artists, you know, or stories by artists like, you know, Honan Vasquez was a huge, you know, inspiration to me too. Squee, Invader Zim, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. And this would just seem like a guy who was just like, I don't care that I can't draw like a Marvel, like a Jim Lee, or I don't care that I can't draw like a John Romita Jr. or a, you know, all these big guys. Like these are the characters that I can draw, and this is the story I want to tell. And one was an inspiration to me personally because I feel like he kind of just is able to show by example that as long as you're telling a good story, you don't have to be the world's greatest artist. And the art is subjective. Style and, you know, tone and voice play such a huge part in making a series good. And the manga, it does all work, which is why I even think that the anime got such a good adaptation in the first place. Because I think it connected with people in such a way, even the animators, the studio, people at the studio, whoever decided to animate the series, it must have resonated with them, or they must have felt like they owed it to the fans who it resonated with to animate it this well and to really put it over the top, because I think it had that initial connection. So I don't mean to take away from one at all. One is amazing. One Punch Man, obviously, too. Great.
Oh, yeah, one. The manga cover one. One Punch Man is named one.
Is there anything else you want to say about the about
I
your
mean,
feelings?
I had never really watched Mob. I think, yeah, like you and both Cody were like, you have to watch Mob, like it's the best. And I kind of didn't really like think that it would interest me. I don't know why. And I watched the first episode and I was like hooked. I like binged it. I watched like the movies or the OVAs. I watched all of it in the matter of like, you know, a week and a half, or maybe even like not even that much. But like the characters, the connections, the emotions are really so well portrayed. And not only that, it's like obviously the amazing fight scenes, and it has a supernatural element. Like everything I like is just it's all in this anime. And if you haven't watched it yet, you need to stop what you're doing and go watch it, because it is intense. And the third season, right? The third season
is coming out soon. I don't know how soon.
Excited.
But we got trailers already. We got like PVs already. I mean,
yeah,
it's amazing. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I think I actually did watch the anime first before I thought to myself, like, you know what, I want to check out the manga. And I was, initially sort of like, oh my gosh, this is like completely different. But yeah, man, I think the anime is so special. And it does seem to me in a lot of ways like a passion project. And I think that that's amazing when you can feel the animators.
Love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel them behind their freaking drawing tablets.
And it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. That's why, I don't
know.
know.
Berserk didn't feel like it had any love. It felt like it was like, this is Berserk. Mm-hmm. We have the rights to it. Anything we do, we just need. This is going to be a cash cow. Anything we do, people are going to watch because it's Berserk.
Well, that's where people have like mixed emotions or mixed feelings on like anime as a genre entirely, because there are just manga only readers that do not tap into anime because it's like more hands on it, more studio hands, more direction, more people putting it one way. Like with the manga, I mean, it is just either one person and their assistants or two people writing the story and the art. Like it is a singular circle of people, whereas making a anime, there are a lot of people involved and a lot of changes can be made.
Yeah. A lot of things can get lost. Hassan said we hit 10K on the stream and he needs an air horn.
Oh yeah, you guys keep hitting those hearts because I think they kind of like work as an algorithm. They spread the live and they help it.
People like it, the more it pushes the live. I think.
It keeps it living. It keeps it alive. Keep that heartbeat going, you guys.
And he said he stole some Vermilion shine. Shout out to Vermilion too. Then Vermilion gets an air horn too.
We got a hollow.
And thank you so much for the hollow.
Joshua.
I do want to say too that these streams, if you were here for the first stream, there was like an interactive, element
feature,
and we're going to try to do some of that at the end. We're still kind of working that out, how we can, get it into, both ends of the recording. And we're still kind of working out the kinks, but I hope if you were here for the first stream and now you're here for the second was looking a lot better, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, sure.
We're learning. Okay. Mob Psycho gets an elevate. Where's my where's my ding?
Ding.
Okay.
Where's my dingo?
This is a controversial one.
Oh.
This is a controversial one.
Oh gosh, here we go.
And we're gonna be looking to the chat. I'm gonna be looking to the chat a lot for this one. I don't completely 100% agree. Okay.
I just put this on this list, and again, it's not a disrespect. It's not a slap in the face, I would say. It is just a thing where I noticed it could have been something that it wasn't.
And I do feel like there was a comment earlier that kind of gets your sentiment and gets where you're coming from. But the second series on the disrespect list. And disrespect is a harsh word, but
it really is.
We're trying to make clickable videos of it.
Clickable.
But the second series is Doro Hidoro, and
dun dun dun.
Yeah, I wish I had a dun dun dun.
I should have had a dun dun dun.
Let's see. I don't have any like sad noises.
Oh, you could do the sad.
Okay,
music,
we could do this.
Yeah.
Because you're about to get an army.
Here they come. Everyone's saying, "Oh no!" And let me just plead my case, okay? Like I said, I read the manga. I was like, "Wow, this is so cute." Like Q, I think Hayashida. Hayashida Q. I'll just say Q. Q is a great mangaka. She's able to capture these really dark, gritty. Places with Dorohedoro, with Dai Dark. I mean, they're all just, you could feel the dirt on you when you're reading it. Like, they're just so bloody and gory. And I watched the anime of Dorohedoro before I even read the manga. So watching the anime, I was like, this is so cute and like nice. And of course it has like gore and like gritty things, but it was more of an upbeat, fun series that I could watch and, follow along with. And then I read the manga and I was like, oh my gosh, like it was kind of like a totally different vibe. And Q can, and often does have that comedic, like laughable, like, oh, hey, there's a, freaking heart rolling around on the floor. Isn't
snake
that
in my
what?
boots.
Yeah, there's a snake. There's a heart in my boot, and it's like, oh, it's so funny because it's so absurdly gory that this is their world. This is what they live in. This is normal for them. But in the anime, I felt like it was so colorful and so I guess happy. I know there was things that were happening that weren't necessarily happy, but that's how I got the vibe. And I feel like reading the manga, looking at it, if it was 2D, which was a big thing for me, if it was 2D, if it was this like dark, edgy, or should I say sketchy type anime, it would have been like awesome. And it could have been maybe that was the direction they wanted to go. Like Q wanted to say like, oh, this is a dark world, but it is very colorful. Well, they could have done that with that 2D. I think it was mainly the 3D. And Kaiman looked awesome. Again, I didn't hate it. I just remember like looking back on the manga, comparing the two, and I was like, oh wow, like that is very different.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't completely agree, but I also don't completely disagree either. I think you hit a lot of points right on the head, a lot of nails on the head. And I'm looking at Die Dark we have over here, which is another series by Q. And I think, you're right in that Q does have, and it kind of took reading Die Dark for me to fully understand, like how well she can balance dark comedy and these like just dark comedy, I guess, these like characters that you wouldn't necessarily think would have these personalities or interact with each other this way. Even though it had this like gritty art style and rough art style. First of all, I have, some manga panels hung up on the wall, and one of them is from Dorohedoro, and it is Kaiman, like it's like one of the first, I think it's in the first volume, it's Kaiman, biting someone's face off, or head. And, her art style is it's so unique. It's so different. It's so striking.
It's so detailed. Everything is so detailed. And that's what makes it like the gore like hit even harder. Because like that scene with him biting, you could see every tooth and every crevice and every flesh, like every droplet of blood. Like it's so detailed. And that's why in the anime, like it was just like this 3D colorful neon green.
It looked a little too
alligator
polished.
Or Kaiman, is he Kaiman crocodile?
He's a lizard. Some kind of lizard or something. Yeah.
He's good.
But I think that for me, was that you like? Were you feeling something right now? Are you feeling some type of
just
way
like
right
the
now?
listen, you guys know, the winners know, Kaiman is one of my husbandos for sure. And I don't want him to change. I don't want the change version of him. I don't want him to get, his
right, you want him,
the magic gone.
You want him dirty. You want him rough around the edges. You want him raw. I mean, not like you know what I mean? Oops, I mean that came out kind of wrong.
I want him like the crocodile.
You know what I mean when I say that.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Oh, you never know what you get on Kumu.
You never know what you get over here on Kumu. That's live, dude. That's live. Anyway, you know what? Everybody knows what I mean when I say that.
We get it. So
no, but I do think that what you're saying too is that like, I don't know, it does look too polished. I think that someone said, the Netflix series looks too clean. Like they didn't dirty it up as much as other people were saying in the chat that they felt like they had to do that. And I guess I understand that only because, but here's kind of the issue that I have with that is that it is done by Mappa Studios.
Yeah.
It's done by the same studio that does Attack on Titan, that's going to be doing Chainsaw Man, that's doing JJK. And I mean, I don't know. What does that mean for things like Chainsaw Man? That also can be, Fujimoto's art can be very sketchy, can be very gory. It's not going to be animated, in a 3D style of animation.
That's what is different. I feel like even if it was that 2D style, it would have been a different ball game. Even if it was that bright, I don't know. I just feel like when the 3D-ness maybe took me out a bit and made it a little more cartoony. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I felt.
I will say that it does look the best I've ever seen. A fully 3D animated.
That's the problem.
Series look.
Yeah, that's the problem. That was one of the first ones that I had watched that I was like, oh, this is fine. This is what it should be. Of course, there are all a bit little laggy parts, or it's just kind of comes with the territory. But it was like it did fit, and it was done well.
It was done well. I don't know if it fit, but it was done well. It was done well.
It fit in the sense, like, if we're getting this, it's fine. Like, like I was like, okay. And again, going back and like reading the manga, I was like, oh, this should have been this. But
and I think that's also what you're saying too, is that, you know, upon first watch, because I think you watched it before you read it. Upon first watch, having not read the manga, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were like, this is good.
Yeah.
I like this. Having not read the manga. And then when you went back and you read the manga, you felt that like, oh, this is the manga, the source material is far superior.
Yeah.
The tone is a little different. It's definitely a little darker. Kaiman's a little more like rough around the edges, and the world feels dirtier, feels dingier. And it is just such a slight difference, but it also, in terms of like setting the tone for this world, it does end up kind of affecting it a lot.
Definitely.
And
if do you want to pull up a picture?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I can show them.
Yeah, go off, Queen. Go off. Keep going off while I pull up this picture.
Yeah, I don't even know when it came out, but I really did enjoy it. It was like super eye-catching to me too. I think it was on like Netflix, and it, again, like at first glance, I was like, oh, what is this about? It looks really cool. I checked out the first episode, really liked it. I even put like my brother and my dad onto it, but just compared to, you know, the manga, it is very, you know, not drastically, but you could see here, like, Kaiman looks crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does look a little like, just the style does.
And there's that panel with him biting, if you want to pull that up, or can you?
Yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me just move this over a little bit so that people can see it. Yeah, now this in the manga versus in the anime, I mean, is completely different. This just looks so much, I think, grittier. It has a grit to it.
It really does.
It has a grit to it. And if you haven't seen it, then I'm going to actually pull up the trailer so that you can see what the animation style.
And the OP goes off too.
Yeah, it does.
You know, the
yeah, no, it really does. The OP was like, I mean, I loved that OP.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So this is how it was sort of animated. This is how it was sort of animated. You can see here that same panel. I kind of want to go back so you can see literally that same panel. I mean, you get it in motion, so you don't see as much of it, or you don't get to look at it as long. But I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, looking at them, look at how clean, the edges and everything kind of looks.
And it's very, you know, even like some of the covers are very colorful. So I do understand the color aspect, and it is like that striking, you know, kind of, how do I say it? Not cartoony, like it takes you out. It is a good contrast between this like dark, twisted world and their rules, and then you have these bright, beautiful colors.
I almost think, and it's like when I see the world, when I'm seeing some of the backgrounds, I really do think that they nailed it or aspects of it, but then when it cuts back to the characters and their movement, I do like, I don't know, sometimes it looks great and sometimes
J Meister whimsical, thank you. This is why I need a chat for like fill in my blanks.
I also do want to say that I feel like maybe because I think, in my opinion, Die Dark had a lot more comedy in it than Dorohedoro, or at least maybe to me the comedy just was more apparent, or maybe for me personally landed more. I think that maybe Die Dark would have worked in this style, or you don't think so? You think?
Q's
art style just needs a certain type.
Yeah, I would love to see a Die Dark anime. That would be awesome. 2D. I mean, like I said, that's the thing with anime adaptations. You know, you have the source material, you love the source material, you like anime, you like manga. Of course, you'd want to see it animated. Of course, you want to see that story brought to life. Of course, you want to hear those characters talk for the first time and not just in your head. You know, these things are like another like life to what you love. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it kind of ruins it, and sometimes it doesn't need to happen. And that's what we have to like realize is like, I don't know, anime fans too. It's like we can just have this, be happy with this, you know, just here you go, and love this, and it doesn't need to be anything more because it's just right as it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, we should ever settle, because there are times that I think that, fandoms can get together and create a voice loud enough to make a change. But at least when it comes to Dorohedoro, at least it was like good, or at least it was like fine. At least they didn't change too much. At least there's one on this list that gets my blood boiling.
Oh gosh.
But at least it's not perfect, but it's no berserk level of disrespect, but it is still a slight disrespect to the amazing art style of Q.
Disrespect, it's more of a what could have been.
Okay.
I guess I'll say that.
Okay.
Which is kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It is kind of like a heartache, like, oh, I wish that was something,
Well, that is Dorohedoro, and Dorohedoro, the anime adaptation, not the manga, the anime adaptation. Disrespectful.
Okay.
I mean,
I told you.
This is the format of the video, and I'm just saying the words in the thumbnail. Okay.
Can we get a and like we get a ding?
Okay.
Like
so
a half ding.
like a half ding.
Yeah, or just like a and then do a ding. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
That was
That's
actually perfect.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So there's two more on the elevate and one more on the disrespect. And I just want to say, let's see. I'm gonna write a little note down because I might have to add another to the disrespect.
Bye, Rexy. Thank you.
Rexy's leaving. Bye, Rexy. Thank you for stopping by. We love you. We appreciate you. You're the best.
Thank you.
So there's two more on each. I added one, and it's my honorable mention, and I'll tell you why it didn't make the list initially and it made the list now. And the only reason that we're going to talk about, I kind of want to like maybe speed through this next one and then dedicate more time to the last one on the elevate list, just because the one that we're about to talk about right now is, I feel like, a given. It's something that everybody, I think, universally and unanimously agrees, with, and it's something that gets a lot of attention, and it's something that is talked about a lot. And someone actually mentioned another series, and I'm gonna write it down too, because I do.
And
think
you guys are great
to
too.
talk about when it comes to that.
Like commenting like what you think is, because like there's things that we're not mentioning on here. Like we'll kind of maybe talk about it later. Like what do you like? We'll bring it on you guys. There's like AOT, of course, and like other things like that we're not mentioning here.
I will say really quick too, and I because I guess it's not on our list, but I just to piggyback off what you said and shout out a commenter. I might have to scroll and find the comment, but somebody else said, I think maybe it was Rexy, said that, were we talking about Dorohedoro or Beastars when everybody was guessing?
Yeah.
Beastars is another anime that was, 3D animated for, I think, the majority or the most part or entirely. However, I do feel like Beastars, it just worked.
It's good.
It just worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
I really
perfectly.
liked it. I watched season 1 and 2, and I haven't really read the manga. I heard the manga's awesome though.
Yeah, in the manga, the art style is very sketchy and very rough, and so there is another case of like a mangaka's art being sort of cleaned up a little bit by 3D animation. But here, I mean, with this tone, with this setting, with these characters, with this world, it just worked.
It just kind of fit.
It fit. It's super fit.
And I get people don't. I mean, not a lot of people like Beastars, just because.
Well, Will's over here saying that he freaking hated it.
Yeah, he said that he
wasn't a huge fan.
No, he said he absolutely hated it. It was garbage.
We can do that.
Oh yeah, because you guys can't see that. Yeah, we got a comment from Will.
Will.I. Will says, sorry, let me get closer to the screen. Will says, Beastars was a dumpster fire. Worst series I've ever seen. And anybody
sad face.
And anybody who likes it, I've lost all respect for. Huh. That's kind of harsh, Will. Why would you say that?
Yikes. Where's the...
Oh, yeah. Well, what are you looking for? Yeah.
Damn, Will.
So it's a damn Will. Just kidding. Will said he watched it and oh my god, it was just so adequate at best. Autocorrect is nuts. Yeah.
Second season's cool because the second season does reveal like the mystery, the shrouded, everything that's kind of been going on in season 1. It does answer a lot of questions, and it kind of goes in a different direction with Legoshi. He kind of like he kind of goes on this like vigilante type like way. It's really cool. I really liked it.
I haven't seen season 2 yet, but it's on my.
Yeah, well, you're not a real fan. That's why.
I'm a real freaking fan, dude. It's time. Everywhere.
You
Is
find
it just
time.
laying around
You
on the
find
street?
time for V-Stars. You find time.
Yeah, I start to watch it and then I get distracted. If you know what I mean. First season got me feeling all kinds of crazy stuff, dude. I was trying. It took me
for
so long to
Legoshi?
get to the. I mean, Legoshi did a little something for me too, I guess.
But Haru.
I mean.
Okay, chill.
Um,
You watch it for the mystery and the drama.
I'm just saying it took me a long time to get through that series. Season 1. Anyway, okay. Elevate. Not spending too much time on it. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it.
Alexander, sorry, one more. Alexander says, I thought there were too many beasts and not enough stars.
Wow. That was a good one. That was a freaking good one. Shout out Alexander Arts. Yeah, I think that everybody knows this has to be on the list, but of course it is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was, of course, elevated by the anime. We're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time here because we did go off about it on our Demon Slayer Season 2 video. Made a whole video on Season 2.
Made a whole video.
Made a whole ass video
So if you
on
want to
Season
go see
2.
it, if you're watching on Kumu, here's an opportunity to plug our YouTube channel once again. You can go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell. New episodes every Monday, Thursdays, plus weekly lives.
Yeah. You needed the banner to
No,
do
I
that?
knew it. I just wanted them to visually see it.
right,
To like, because visual, if you're like a visual learner, also like an audio learner, like you have to see both at the same time to like actually take on the information. If you knew that, then you wouldn't have like called me out like you did. That was like kind of crazy.
I am trying to make you the best you can be.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so.
No, yeah, we talked about it a lot, but Demon Slayer Season 2 and Season 1, fantastic. Super elevated. I mean, Ufotable, they I like what seems to be their strategy. They really seem to focus. They give the majority of their time to one series at a time and one big series. Put their whole Nani in it, and it is thank you, Alexander Arts. And it is, I Season 2 had me feeling things that I hadn't felt since watching Naruto, which is crazy.
I mean, I remember the first. We talk about it again, but the first season of Demon Slayer, the first episode, you were kind of on the fence about it until a certain episode. I was like all in since day one. And I get, it is, there are comments or people say that it is very basic, the story, everything. But I would rather, when you compare them, you have JJK and Demon Slayer. I just feel like I felt more for Tanjiro than I did for, Itadori a lot. For whatever reason. It might have been the family dynamic. We always have that tragic, start to a story, hero's journey type thing. But I don't know. It just had a different feel, and the animation and the music. I think the music is what really, really hooked me in because it's beautiful. I mean, that that piano dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and that's
Dun, 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 dun.
Since you're talking about music, that's actually a really interesting point too. That most of the time, Given was going to be on our list, most of the time, I feel like any manga that has anything to do with music is almost always elevated by the anime because you can actually hear the freaking music.
It really is. Given, are you kidding me? You see that part where he's singing his heart out, he's singing, you're reading it. And in the freaking anime, you cry your eyes out.
Yeah.
You cry your little eyes out and you go, oh my gosh, I was just taking what I was given. Yeah. But now.
Oh, I see.
It goes over your head.
It does. It went over my head. Oh! It was a delayed reaction.
It's okay.
And I'll blame it on the it wasn't a delayed reaction. It was a stream delay. So the viewers saw it delayed, but in real time it was right at the right time. Anyway, and I'll say that too about we just finished our reading. I'll say it right now.
We just finished our reading.
We're not going to talk too much about it at all, but this is just
we're not not going to talk too much about it at all.
Okay. I'm gonna add you to the disrespectful list right now. But since we're on the topic of music, I feel like it's only fair that we talk also about Binks Brew. I mean, we're not gonna talk too much about it here because we got to save it for the recording of Thriller Bark Part 2, which is gonna be Liddy.
Liddy
What?
Kablitty?
Kablitty? Liddy Kablitty? Wow. I need to get a boo on here.
What the heck? You have all the power.
Anytime music is a part of the story, when you get to hear it, especially, Given is a great example. Even like Binks Brew is a great example. That piano, I mean, it's elevated. It almost felt like kind of unfair to put a lot of music series on these lists because the mangas in their own right are fantastic, and you have to have a great story first and then, great music.
I mean, it's like Your Lie in April.
Yeah.
Like a whole series about music, and you just don't get to hear it, and you have to feel it. But once that music hits, like, you can feel it in your soul, like they're playing from their heart, and it's just like it's a whole different ball game.
And then you add it to your Spotify anime banger playlist, and you freaking play it in your car.
And it is an OST. That's what I do love about anime. It is that OST, the voice acting. I mean, it just adds so much more to the story.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Will said he never cried that much watching an anime. Your Lie in April.
It was such a delayed reaction for me. I was watching all the way through. There was moments that were really sad. And the last episode, I guess I held it all in or something. I cried. I was bawling at like 3 a.m. under my sheets watching it.
Yeah. I'll bet. I mean, I
woke up my parents.
You did?
They went,
"Are you okay?"
They went, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? What's wrong?" And I was like, "It's just this," and I was like, I was inconsolable.
Yeah, I think my dad used to kind of maybe overhear me watching anime too and be a little concerned too, and he used to think like, "Oh, he used to maybe
what type of anime were you watching?"
I was watching anime. He would knock on the door and he'd be like, "Oh my god, what are you watching? Are you okay? What's going on in there?" And then he would open the door and he would see I was watching anime, and because my dad is the way he is, he'd be like,
"Well, how did it sound?"
He'd be like, "I wish you were watching porn."
Well, you
instead of this anime stuff.
I wish.
You know how dads are.
Yeah, they go, "Hey, I wish my son."
You've met my dad. You know that's good shit.
That's true.
He would say.
That's true. That's very true.
My dad is wild. But yeah. Well, yeah. So just to talk about the music, in Demon Slayer you mentioned the music, and yeah, I think obviously it goes without saying that this is a series that has just kind of set the bar. I think JJK is another one of those series that has just kind of set the bar recently. Mob Psycho for sure, but I think JJK and Demon Slayer season 2 are more current. And it really is a message to everybody else, like, step your freaking game up.
Step it up. It was a game changer.
Yeah, and again, like the anime, I mean the manga, I've gone back and I've read. Especially after season 2, I was like, I gotta know. And then I stopped because I wanted to see it anime. I mean, that's how you know a series is elevated. That's a good indicator, actually. I'm going to put the freaking camera on me, dude. That's a good indicator, okay? When you are reading the manga, when you are so captivated by the anime that you have to go read the manga, and then you start reading the manga, and you're like, I'm going to stop reading so I can see this for the first time animated. That's when you know an anime is doing the right thing. That's when you know an anime is elevating the source material.
Oh.
What are you putting up? I mean, you
I'm
can
sorry.
support. I mean, this is not the sound effect.
I'm sorry.
Screen. You're just pushing random buttons.
I wanted to press it. I was gonna do a funny thing. I'm sorry, guys. I ruined it.
Where'd you find this?
He has all the power. He doesn't let me do anything.
Okay, Cody.
He does. I just want. Where's the damn sun? Okay.
It's right there. It's right there.
Okay.
Go ahead. Push it. Push it again.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
There we go. Anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. All you got to do is ask, So I think that's how you know. When you read something and you got to put it down because you want to see it in motion. You want to see. That's how you know that I think a series or an adaptation is doing it right.
John Meister said the Chainsaw Man trailer made me read it, and it was worth it. That's great.
That is awesome.
Because, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people really felt that way. I think a lot of people wanted to, even if you wanted to just get in on it before everybody else got it. Like, if you watch the trailer and you're like, I gotta know what happened so I can, even if you were like, I gotta watch it so I can gatekeep it, that's cool because it's, whatever gets you to read it.
Do it.
But that's really cool. So, again, like I said, not going to spend too much time on Demon Slayer. Obviously, everybody knows it's elevated by the source material. Manga's great, too. I do love the art style of the manga as well. Now let's go to our disrespect list again. And let's look at... Oh, someone come in on a freaking hot air balloon, dude.
Hi.
Oh, man. Every time I go to pick up my phone, they go away. Hi. Let's just give you an explosion. This is not what I think a lot of people are going to think I'm going to say.
Yeah, people are commenting what they think that you should say because you've mentioned it before. Oh, we got someone on. This is sit. Oh, dang it.
So fast. They go so
fast. But thank you.
Just because you're on a car, you got to zoom around so fast. But hi,
go with the speed limit.
So, people are given, and some of these, I'll just say this. Some of these were on our longer list. But some of these were on our longer list, but I think we had to ultimately cut it down, and we kind of tried to balance it out.
Yeah.
And pick series that seemed like they kind of bounced off each other. But, I saw someone mention Tokyo Ghoul. That was on our longer list. There's another thing that I just decided to maybe add, but it doesn't quite fit. But the series that I want to talk about right now might not be the series that you think I'm going to talk about. And another series that I think absolutely disrespected the source material. And before I say the name of this series, I understand that they might have been, again, a lot of times when we talk about disrespect, it is starting to seem like they're just trying something different. They're trying something new. They're taking a creative liberty. And sometimes it pays off.
And sometimes it is a Lady Liberty.
Sometimes it's Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty with a torch.
Yeah. And that torch caught fire to the source material, to the manga.
And it's burning down.
And it burned
the dress.
It's burning Lady Liberty's dress off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to see what's under Lady Liberty's dress.
Why not?
Well, I would think that, if Lady Liberty is like a symbol, then, I think that there would be something like there's like something sinister under there, Anyway.
Interesting.
I chose not to go down that rabbit hole. I really wanted to really flesh that out, but we got to keep it moving. I think that the way of the house husband is a disrespect to the source material.
Disrespectful.
And let me go
off.
Let me go off for a second, dude. When I read The Way of the House Husband, in terms of comedy, it's so hard to make comedy land no matter what medium you're trying to be funny in. It does not matter. Movies, TV, manga, books, comics. It doesn't matter. Anything you're trying to be funny in, it is so hard to nail. Way of the House Husband landed it so freaking well.
It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. It is just a slideshow. Moving pictures, colored, with voice actors behind them. And I understand maybe what they were trying to do. I get it. Have it be this kind of, I don't know, light watch of a anime. It was not. I don't classify it as that at all. Anime. I mean, it is just moving pictures. It looks like someone just opened up MS Paint and was like, let me just move around some. I mean, what is it even?
A lot of people are saying PowerPoint the anime, and I got
that's what it is.
I gotta agree. It does feel like PowerPoint the anime. The thing is, the frustrating thing about it is that if you look at the actual panel or if you look at the actual like screenshots that aren't animated, but if you actually look at them, they're like beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're detailed. The comedy lands. The characters are awesome. The things that they get into. I mean, it is just such a great manga. I think I've collected around like 4 volumes of it. It is so much fun to read. Was so excited when they first announced the anime. Was like, this is going to be amazing if it's anything like the manga. And it was just they took even they simplified even the manga panels when they're just not animating it. They're just doing a slideshow. So how could they even down that?
Well,
how could they?
Yeah, I have here, and I'm gonna pull this up really quick too, because I think, in my opinion, like if you were to just pause, I don't think. Let me find a good panel to like pause on. But if you just pause, I don't think that. Okay, this is a bad one, but
it doesn't look that bad.
Okay, so if you pause, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it looks pretty good.
It looks great.
If
you're like,
pause,
wow.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, Way of the House Husband? Shit, this anime is about to pop off.
Poppy.
The thing is, I've been playing this anime for 3 minutes, and the picture hasn't moved, and that's the anime. The thing is, I never paused it. This is the anime. I just muted the voice.
Yeah,
that they have under it.
Yeah, and you can't see the subtitles because you cut it off, huh?
Yeah, you can't see the subtitles.
You cut it off, huh?
That's the thing, this is the anime.
Yeah.
Someone said they even forgot to animate it. I think that, again, they really, in terms of like adapting it into an anime, I mean, anime, it's sort of, it includes animation. It's not just making beautiful painted or colored replications of the source material. But however, I mean, this looks good. It just doesn't move. The only thing that moves is the mouths and maybe some freaking effect lines right behind them.
Mm-hmm. And it is such a great series. What a shame. I mean, what a shame. And I don't think. I mean, this might be it for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anybody liked it. I don't think anybody liked it. I think people were enraged by
people
this.
were enraged, and that's what I'm saying. This is it, because it probably will not get adapted again. Because, unfortunately, that's just what it is. But, I mean, even still by still, it still looks like it could be good based off this trailer. You're like, oh, that looks, oh, wait. Maybe they're just doing this for the trailer. That's what I thought. I was maybe they're doing this for the trailer.
Thing. Sometimes, like this. That's the thing. Sometimes, anime even does this, where they try to, I understand, like every, minute, every second can't be beautifully animated, but they do this thing where they will sometimes just have still images and they will kind of zoom in on them, or maybe they do that to maybe save money, or they save it for, the fight scene that's coming up at the end of the season or whatever. I get that. And this is kind of what this looked like, a series of those kind of shots, but it ended up being the entire anime. And I think what's so disrespectful about it is that, this was a fantastic series. I had never seen something, that I thought had so much potential. Like this could have really, like, I think been a series that a lot of people talked about. Like this was a great, funny series.
It kind of like, not similarly, but kind of similarly, like I hope, like since we didn't get really a great animation for this, like I hope like something like Sakamoto Days will get a great animation, because it is super deserving of it. Like the fight scenes alone are amazing, and that would make such a good anime.
Sakamoto Days would be a fantastic anime.
Yeah.
And they'd have to do the action scenes super well, maybe similar like how they might end up doing Spy Family, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I just feel like if you happen to see the anime, Way of the House Husband, and you were like, what is this PowerPoint? Read the manga. The manga is absolutely fantastic. The art is beautiful. And I'm a sucker for a really well put together physical copy. I'm a sucker for it. And Way of the House Husband, they're a slightly bigger, and they're just like,
the covers are amazing. So cute. Yeah.
I absolutely fell in love with this series upon first read. It was a series that I like felt like I needed to continue. And if you're not familiar with our show, we review the first volume of a new manga usually each week. And I rarely feel so moved to have to like, I have to continue this, whether it's on the show, off the show, and my personal time, I have to continue this. And Way of the House Husband, like I said, comedy is so hard to nail, and Way of the House Husband nailed it. It took a concept that on paper I didn't think was going to be that funny. You know, an ex-Yakuza member gets domesticated, basically.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, oh, there's no way that could be that funny. But I'm telling you, the jokes are they just something about them, even in the backgrounds and how the characters react to things. I mean, there's always like this slight twist or this like there's something fresh about every joke. It's a joke that you might have, like, the structure of it, it might seem familiar or sound familiar, but once played out in the manga, there's just its own little spin on it that really, really like made me laugh, and it heightened it overall, which is why I was so amped. And when the trailer came out for the anime, I was like, this is it.
Yeah, we were all excited. We were all rooting. We were all so excited. I remember the Discord, I think it was like a huge thing where we talked about it, like, what is this? Like, this isn't real, right? This can't be real. This isn't it. But I also just love the relationship he has with his wife. Like, it's so cute. All of it. I mean, all the relationships he has with, like, his friend and, strangers. Like, it's all just a fantastic series overall.
And Hassan said that House Husband doesn't have that profitable aspect of adapting the anime. Yeah, and I think, maybe they were just trying to, maybe it was, on the cheaper end for them to throw this together, and maybe it was just like ploy to get people to buy the manga. I don't know. I
They're
hope,
like, this is bad, but we like this, kind of. Let's go read the source material.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it didn't turn anybody off from, like, reading it. I mean, I hope. Maybe it was, like, I don't know, good enough or bad enough for people to say, like, yeah, I'm just going to go read that instead.
Yeah.
But I was, I felt deceived. I felt
betrayed.
Disrespected.
Yeah, it's like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
yeah. And the company that did it, by the way, or the studio that did it, JC Staff is the name. And, I feel like JC was the one person who worked on it. I feel like there was just one guy who worked on it. And his name was JC.
That's disrespectful.
And he just put Staff at the end of it.
That's disrespectful.
It's like if I put, Josh Staff, and I try to animate a whole freaking series by myself. But
that's disrespectful.
They've done a lot of other series too, and I'm just gonna pull it up real quick.
And they've done some bangers. I mean,
really
I have it. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they've done, let me move this back a little bit. They've done, let's see. Okay, right here. All right, they've done, let me scroll a little bit. Yeah, they've done huge series too. Look at all the series that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
This is insane.
I mean, just to name a few, we've got Toradora. We've got Food Wars.
Oh, wow.
We've got
right here.
One Punch Man Season 2.
Oh, this is the company that did One Punch Man Season 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
we have Don't Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? We got, Maid-sama, Kawachi no Maid-sama, Psyche K, Golden Time, Prison
Psyche
School.
K?
We have The Familiar of Zero. Like a bunch of heavy hitter, Bakuman, Konosuba.
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 Konosuba's gotta get it.
I mean, the list goes on. They've done a lot of things, so it is just interesting, Azumanga Daiho is so funny too, but yeah, Data Live, High Score Girl, great.
Yeah.
They just went a different direction,
And a lot of people weren't happy about One Punch Man Season 2 either. A lot of people were not happy about the way that was animated.
Yeah, someone said they're most known for JoJo. It makes them look worse, I mean. Not JoJo, but just this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I think there has to be something else going on behind the scenes here.
Mm-hmm.
We know that this is a capable studio that has done, series well. I mean, Konosuba, for me, I loved it. Did not have a problem with the animation at all. Like, fell in love with that series among many others that you listed off. They have it in them. Maybe it was a quick cash grab kind of thing for them. Maybe it was just this thing they were trying out. Maybe they thought they could cut some corners and nobody would care. But people care.
People care.
People care. Fans care.
Hi, Renee J. Hello.
So ultimately, of course, the way the house has been, super freaking disrespect. All right, and Megan decided to throw this on the list, and I completely agree. I'm in 100% agreement with this choice. The last series on our Elevate list, the last series, which is another series that I don't think many people might think would be on this list, but we wanted to throw some things on here that maybe people don't talk about when they talk about this kind of stuff. And the last series that was elevated, the anime elevated the source material,
and this is for debate. I feel like if you like the type of style that this manga does deliver, then you would say that it did a disrespect, but it's got to be
Oh, okay. You can say it.
Dragon Maid.
Konosuba.
Konosuba. Konosuba's Dragon Maid. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah, this is a series that we recently did a volume 1 video on, and it's a series that I was introduced to by Megan and fell in love with the animation style, fell in love with the characters, fell in love with it, thought it was absolutely, just insane and so well done. But Megan, since this is a series that you discovered and you wanted to add to this list, why don't you go off on it?
If you've already watched my episode, our episode on it, then you'd know how much I love Kyoto Animation. They're my favorite studio ever. Banger after banger after banger. They really put their heart into the work, and you could feel that, especially with Dragon Maid 2. I mean, you have this cute moe type show, but if you want to show someone like my selling point to watch it, I'll show them like a fight scene and I'll be like, there are moments like this, and they're like, wow, really? I'm like, yeah, look at this, like, look how well animated this is, look how cute these characters are, look how well the emotional moments are handled. Like, it is a well-rounded anime, and I felt like reading the manga, it was a little, how do I say, como se dice, a little dark, like a little more dark. The different kind of vibe. It definitely in the anime moed it up a lot. I feel like that's just me personally, though.
Yeah, I think that I got that vibe. I think we talked about it in the video a little bit too. I did feel like Toru, the main character, was a little more aggressive. But then the anime, I think, in season 2 kind of did seem like it really leaned even more into what it was doing. But I think that for me, not having that deep of a connection as you have with Kyoto Animation, like, it is the more series I discover that this studio has done, like through you mostly, like Lucky Star, and we've talked about it before.
Lucky Star is goated. It's so goated. I love it.
Shout out friends. The names go too fast, but welcome.
Bing, bing. Do it again.
Oh shoot, that was pretty great.
Thank you.
All right, can you do one for this one? I'm gonna do an explosion, okay? 3, 2, 1. That was good. I like that. Yeah, so for me, Dragon Maid is a series that on its own is fantastic and great. And it's another series that I feel like the art style is extremely different in the manga than it is in the anime. And I think it's more polished in the anime. But I think that in the case of Dragon Maid, it works, and it sort of, that's a story and characters that lend itself to that polished look, that more moe sort of vibe.
Yeah, moe for sure.
Even if you look at the cover for Dragon Maid Season 1 compared, like, that's where you'll get your, I think, biggest indicator. But the more you've shown me Kyoto Annie, or Kyoto Animation, I mean, this is a studio that seems to do no wrong. I mean, they really have done no wrong. And like, starting off with, I think, Lucky Star was one of the first anime I'd ever watched, recommended to me by a friend in like 7th grade. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And then I looked, more into it. Obviously, I found Clannad. I found other series that I really love. Air. I mean, there was just so many things I loved about the studio, and it kept growing and growing and growing. And every time they announce that they're doing another anime, I know I'll love it, because they put their whole, their whole nani into it. Yeah, so
every time.
This is the
Yeah, Violet Evergarden. Love air. Keeps me alive. Okay, I got that well. That was funny. Air is good.
This is the opening, the first opening for Dragon Maid. And
Choo-choo, yay.
yeah, I mean the song goes off. But
Oh, is that the...
I mean, you can notice here, right here, you see the characters a little bit more. You see the fluidity of the movements. You see that more polished, that more clean look. The dragons, you know, it is cutened, I think, or made to be more cute, but I think it really works. And now that you've seen this, now I'm going to kind of bounce over and I'm going to show you the cover for Volume 1. And you'll really get, I think, and understand. I mean, just look at Toru alone. You'll get let me move this around.
And obviously it is a little older, but it has a definitely different art style for sure. And I feel like the anime, again, just heightens it a little more based off of a great series, just a little bit different.
And again, this isn't to take away anything from the mangaka or their art. Their art is fantastic. And actually, if you open up the manga and you read more, you'll see that the art style.
If you open up the manga and read.
If you freaking open up the manga.
If you open up your Third Eye manga.
Then you'll see.
And you'll
that
see.
It does. The art style does sort of start to evolve and become more similar over time to the anime. But this is a series that was so great on its own for what it did and how it portrayed its main character, Miss Kobayashi, and their relationship and this like sort of reverse isekai, reverse harem sort of story. Absolutely fantastic. But the anime elevated this source material because, as Hassan said, the fights go off. The animation
for no
the fights,
reason.
For no freaking reason.
Well, I mean, there's a reason they're dragons. You know, it's pretty cool that they're able to add that element of like total chaos to this cute thing. The contrast between it's like awesome. But I mean, Kyoto Animation just does that. Like with Lucky Star, there are just like moments where you're like, is this like Nichijou? I mean, just like insane moments that are just like so well done, so funny. They, knock it out of the park with the, comedy too. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I don't think this is a spoiler, Megan. You tell me.
Thank you, Franz, for sharing this live.
Thank you. You tell me, Megan, if you think that this is a spoiler. I don't think it is. This happens in the first episode.
Spoiler.
Towards the end of the first episode, I think.
Kobayashi?
Of Kobayashi. I think it's just a way to sell the fights and way to sell the animation. And it's that Kana Toru.
I don't think it gives it away.
I don't think it doesn't really.
That's what I show people to sell them. I think that's what I showed you to sell it on. I was like, you need to watch this fight.
Yeah. So I'm gonna type in this and see what comes up. So this is to really sell you on the animation. And this is, again, in the first episode, this doesn't spoil anything, but I think this is kind of what ended up selling me. I was like, what is this when Megan showed me? So this is a fight kind of between two characters, and randomly throughout the series, you'll see animation like this, and it really, I don't know, it makes you really appreciate all the work. I mean, look at all the work that goes into making this show, man. They really care about these characters. They don't have to be doing all this.
Yeah.
Most shows don't do all this.
Yeah.
Most
even
fight shonen
don't do
this. And I got a little heater right there.
You did.
Because I wish shonen that actually their main thing is fights. I wish that a shonen would put this much effort into animating their fights.
And this was like so left field too. If you're just watching it, and then like when I first watched this and I saw this, I was like, "Oh, we're doing this." Yeah. Oh, shooty!
Out of nowhere.
Oh, shooty, for real.
Someone said that was a Kamehameha. Yeah, I mean, it's out of nowhere. And that's what I'm saying. This is a series, again, that if I had the choice between reading and watching, I would watch it all day, because even in season 2, it pops the freak off, dude. It goes hard. It goes off. Like,
it does. It pops.
And that's the thing, too. I can appreciate even the subtlety in animation, right? Like, we talked about Way of the House Husband and how it was PowerPoint, the anime. And even though the still images themselves looked great, I can appreciate the fluidity of... But what the Way of the House Husband lacked is that it didn't have fluidity at all or motion at all in between those great still images, which is what freaking animation is. But even Dragon Maid, in its quieter moments, doesn't cheat or it doesn't phone it in. It really... Still, like, even in it all feels beautiful. It all feels, even when they're just kind of walking around or joking around, now these fights feel like they do sort of turn it up a little bit. But I've talked about it before where there are parts of Naruto that do feel like, okay, here we go. Like this is just, a flashback PowerPoint anime sort of thing. But then the fights pop off because they tell a lot of the story through fights, and the fights have to really work and they have to really wow you. But there's that really drastic difference between the two.
Change.
And with Dragon Maid, it's not that. I mean,
it's consistent throughout. It's just fluid.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like it's not jarring to go from this crazy fight and back to the the quieter sort of story, because the quieter sort of story is told or animated just as beautifully.
It's interesting. I don't think we've done. I don't think we have.
What?
Kaguya.
Oh,
Love is War. I'd be
interesting.
I'd be interested to see, read the first volume and see, because that animation is insane too.
Crazy. The OPs go off.
And the shenanigans that ensue are like so funny and so well done in the animation. It's insane. I'd be interested to see how it contrasts in the manga, like if the anime definitely heightens it or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, I would say it does heighten it for sure. But that's the beauty of it, of these kind of videos, is that the reason it's not top disrespect, top, elevate, is because we want to be able to do more of these, and we want to, if this is an interesting style of video, because if we're being 100% honest about it, behind the scenes we put in a lot of work into thinking about what we're going to talk about, and we have a YouTube channel. If you're watching this here and now live on Kumu, we have a YouTube channel where we talk about the first volume of a new manga each week. But when we do these sort of videos, we tend to kind of just, if it's any sort of top list, we do tend to talk about, I think, the same series. And, there are other videos that we want to do, like top manga in a certain genre, top protagonist, top antagonist. Those lend themselves to talking about different series. But the reason we wanted to do this kind of video is because we can talk about series that we normally don't talk about when we talk about, our top manga or our top anime.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Dragon Maid, if you haven't seen our video on it, go check it out on YouTube. Ultimately, Dragon Maid, it was elevated. That's pretty much it. A lot of people were expecting me to mention The Promised Neverland. Why?
He's gonna go off for like 2 more hours.
I'm not gonna go off. Mr. Stealing Your Waifu says, are these streams saved anywhere? I don't think the streams save, but the reason that we're, trying to really dial the lives in is so that we can post them in their entirety, or we can post portions of them on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So
you can start to expect maybe the entire stream, or maybe just sections
bits and
of
pieces.
it. Bits and pieces of it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kumu, you can't save the streams, but we'll try to do that more and maybe post clips on them too on Kumu. But they will always be from now on Thursdays at 9 p.m. PST. If we're going to schedule them too, so you will be able to see that and get reminded. And we'll post them on our socials too. We have Instagram, Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff for all the learners out there.
That you can check out the Kumu highlights. And I think even the Kumu highlights might go away after a certain time too. I'm not sure. Kind of similar to, like, I think Twitch is kind of like that as well. But it kind of works in to, I think, the benefit of those people who don't, kind of, if we do calls, let's say, and we do have people on who might not be necessarily comfortable showing their face or having their face on the internet forever, then it's kind of a cool thing that, like, they can just kind of pop in and then the stream will disappear. Like, I know Hassan said that in the Discord, but Hassan probably said that because he's some sort of wanted man or something.
Oh,
and he's like,
I don't
want my face being on the internet forever because I don't want them to find me.
He has a bounty.
He has a bounty of
knowing that Kumu goes away probably makes it lower stakes. Well, things that stay on Kumu, or things, what is it? What happens on Kumu stays on Kumu. But not anymore, because it'll be on YouTube.
And I would say Hassan probably has a bounty of like 429,000 berries. Or maybe
4,690.
Did I say 29 or did I say
4,000?
I was trying to say 69. 6,900 berries.
6,900 berries.
Yeah. Anyway.
4,200
That's what I was trying to say.
69-cent berry.
Oh,
bounty.
there we go. There we go. There we go.
We got there, huh?
We got there. Wow. That's what happens when you're almost 2 hours into the stream.
Hassan tried to kill me one time when I said I didn't like Hunter x Hunter. You think I'm in Canada by choice?
You could pick and choose parts to go on YouTube though. Yeah. That's what we're probably gonna do. And like I said, it might end up being easier to just throw it all on.
Yeah.
But we might end up, cutting out some stuff and just shortening, tightening things. We'll
Bits
see.
and pieces.
We will see. But a lot of people wonder why I didn't put the Promised Neverland on this list. Am I being too loud right now?
Yeah.
Am I being too loud?
Am I being too loud?
A lot of people wondered why I didn't, or might be wondering why I didn't include the Promised Neverland on this list, and I'll tell you why. Yes, did the Promised Neverland season 2 ultimately disrespect the source material, but also it never existed. Okay, so that's why it's not on this list. That's reason number 1 why it's not on this list. And reason number 2 is because the first season was actually great. The first season, I wouldn't say necessarily elevated it, but it was definitely like right freaking on par. Like it was, and maybe it did because the Promised Neverland season 1 music was phenomenal. Like, oh yeah, dude. What was that? Emma's Lullaby or something? Isabel's Lullaby. Emma's Lullaby.
And the opening. What was the opening?
Oh yeah, I forget all the time,
Dang
but I have it on my playlist.
Yeah.
I play it all the time. And that's why it's not on here, because I know we like to talk about how bad season 2 was, and let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking about that season that never existed. But season one was pretty great. Okay, Clover works. I'll give it to you.
Hassan said maybe another video suggestion: biggest drops in anime, One Punch Man, and Promise. Because
that's an actually interesting video. Yeah.
Because there are a couple where I'm like, ooh, the first season was so good, and the second season was caca.
Can you think of one off the top of your head, or am I putting you on the spot?
Yeah, you put me on the spot. Yeah, I have to really think about
Mr. Stealing Your Rifle said that, season 1 brought his attention to the series and made him want to read the manga. And I think, the unfortunate thing, and I guess what I worry about, dude, is when I was in high school.
Yeah, Tokyo is a good example.
It
went, that's a great example, actually. That was like, huh? What? Huh?
When I was in school, when I was younger, and this is what I think, it's like the younger kids, right? Which I still am.
You still am, yeah.
Which I still am. But when I was younger, I didn't when Full Metal came out, the first Full Metal came out, I didn't know that there was a deviation from the source material. I was into anime and manga in high school when I was like 17. I was pretty in it, but I wasn't really like
in it as you are now.
And I don't want to date. I don't want to freaking
put a date on it
myself. But certain platforms weren't around. Like YouTube.
The internet.
The internet was around. But certain platforms.
Cellular phones.
Okay, dude. Cellular phones were around, but they just weren't.
Shoes.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Okay. Cars. Freaking radio. Okay. Certain platforms weren't around. So when Full Metal Alchemist first started coming out, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And the end. I don't really even remember having like a crazy strong reaction to the ending because, again, I was so young and I didn't know that it was a deviation from the source material. So that's what I worry about with series like The Promised Neverland. Is there a younger person or somebody who isn't as deep in the anime manga community who's like watching season 2 and they're like, Promised Neverland sucks, dude, because season 2 really fell off. Like, I don't want them to think that it sucks. Now in today's time, they could just freaking log on to any device and find out the truth
and read it. Yeah, exactly. You didn't know. You were in the dark until way later. Like way later, you were in the dark because those things weren't like around.
Until Brotherhood came around, and I was like, "Why are they doing it? Why?" Full just came out.
Even me too. Like with Promised Neverland, I was only anime watching, so I watched season 2, and I was like, "Okay, I guess they did it."
Yeah. You even started because you even started watching season 2 while I had already pretty much completed it or whatever was out at the time. I was caught up, and you started watching it, and you were sort of telling me like, "Oh yeah, so I got to the part where this," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I remember the in your face. You were like, "Huh?"
And I said, "Say it again." And you
say it again.
Say it again.
Say it to my face.
Say it to my face. Say it to my face, Cloverworks. Say it to my face, Cloverworks. Say I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, you were like, yeah, oh, remember when this person came back and this person, I remember when this demon, like, yeah, I was like, that never happened. What are they doing?
Yeah, they went off.
I just don't understand. That's a great video, Hassan. That's a great idea. We might have to go deeper into that. We're almost at 2 hours. That's probably when we'll end this thing. We got through all, and, you know, again, honorary mentions, Tokyo Ghoul, of course. We're going to talk more about these if we do another one of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, you know, give us some more ideas, some more lives you want to see. Like I
said,
pro tag, I think, would be a good.
Pro tag and tag.
Yeah, pro tag and tag. Yeah, and you know what? Now that we're here at the end and we've gotten through our series, our Elevate and Disrespect series, maybe we could spend the next couple minutes while we wind down and while we say bye to everybody, just to kind of like, you know, be loose for a second and just talk shop with people. I don't know when this is going up on YouTube or what's going up on YouTube, but
okay, talk shop.
Yeah, let's just
leave back.
Hey,
talk
you know what?
Shop.
You see the notes? Oh, did that hit you in the face? Oh, that hit you in the face.
No, it didn't.
It hit you in the face.
It didn't. It didn't hit me in the face, but it did hit me.
That's so crazy.
It did hit me, yeah.
That's so crazy. I'm sorry about that.
Did you see? Yeah, Jesus. Like, really?
Someone said Jesus.
And my nose, he's been waiting to do that shit all day. He's waiting to hit me in the face all day. He's over it.
That is
Hi,
so
Rexy.
crazy. Rexy's back. Josh had that zoom in ready. You know what's so crazy is I had to realize that she might be in actual pain, but I was also like,
you were laughing.
But I was also
did
like,
I hit you in the face? Did I hit you in the face?
But I was also like, you know, for the video, got to get that zoom in. You know.
You're insane.
I mean, I hope that there's one audience member who.
What if I was like crying? Like, what if I was genuinely like, you poked my eye out, I'm bleeding, and I'm like, oh, my eye, and you were like, oh, what? Oh, did I?
Then at least we'd have the close up cam on it.
Let's get loose, it's Mehgan.
Let's get loose.
Bullshit. I should have to put up with these conditions.
All right. Well, I mean, we got through the list. I was trying to get loose, and I injured my co-host.
Talk shop, okay? Talk shop.
But here
people
at the end,
are giving some good suggestions.
Okay, well, I got my paper. I threw it in your face. I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I gotta find my paper.
It's right underneath you. You can't see it.
I'm sorry.
I gotta find my paper.
All right. Okay, that's crazy.
Dang it! You guys are commenting too much.
Give me some of the ideas.
Too much.
Give me some of the ideas.
Okay. Let me go back up. Hold on, you guys.
Guilty pleasure.
Let's see here.
It's so crazy because, like, as you guys are suggesting these things, I like want to start answering them.
Best and worst character designs.
Oh, okay. I like that. Character.
Last one about anime drip.
Ooh, drip.
Didn't really do it for me.
Okay.
Wait, is that like a comment?
Oh, yeah, best Rexy, best worst and tag, pro tag. Yeah, that's definitely on the list. Probably going to be one of the next
best
ones we do.
Anime OPED.
Oh, OPED.
It would be fun as hell.
OPED.
Guilty pleasure anime and manga.
Got that one. That one.
Character designs.
Let's do. I'm going to write down Hassan's drop off too.
Favorite animation studios.
Okay. So I'm running out of space, guys. Studios.
Whole episode on Kyoni Annie. Yes, we are
Mehgan
in the process of trying to do that soon.
Ooh, best manga because Rexy. Yes,
that is very. Yeah, we were like most of these we already have on the list.
Yeah, we have a whole list. We just wanted to get some of your feedback and see what you guys would be interested in seeing.
Best plot twist.
Oh, plot twist.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. I hit you in the face with a cue card. Huh? Plot twist. Plot twist. I did it on purpose. Plot twist. Plot twist. I did it on purpose. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry.
It's just like insane.
Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you guys.
A weird suggestion: brainstorm your own manga. Love it.
Make it finna plot twist your arm, Josh.
Yeah, she really is. Okay, yeah. So these are great ideas, guys. Thank you guys for joining this stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Round of applause for you guys for being here. Yeah, just talk shop here at the end. Make sure to check out that Thriller Bark Part 2 video. What are you making?
Talk shop. I flinch every time you say talk shop now. I'm scared.
What? We're just talking shop. Okay, don't do that. That looks bad. That looks bad. Make sure to check out that Thriller Bark Part 2 episode. It's going to be coming out.
Woo! You guys don't want to miss it.
Once this gets uploaded on YouTube, that might already be out. We'll see what the turnaround on these is, but it's going to be I'm so excited. I mean, we got to do a Volume 1 awards, dude, because we got a contender, I think, for Best Volume 1 cosplay, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it means so much that you guys are over here on Kumu hanging out with us. And
it really does. We have a blast, and we love this platform so much. It's so easy, and like now that we have this like better looking setup, it's gonna be great because we're able to like pull up stuff and interact with you guys.
Yeah, hopefully it was a little more smooth this time around.
Yeah,
and we do want to figure out that interactive element too. We're gonna get you guys in probably next week. We're gonna try to figure out a way to get you guys in and more involved and talk to you face to face again. And don't worry if you got a bounty on your head and you don't want us to include that in our re-upload on YouTube or whatever, just let us know.
And just hit the remind me when you see us schedule a live too, so you'll get notified. Like I just reminded myself and I said 5 minutes before the stream. It's really helpful, and you can just click it and share this platform with other people. Let them know of the fun that we're having on Thursday nights.
Yeah, Thursday nights 9 p.m. I guess that's it. I'm scared to get any looser than that because who knows what'll happen.
I don't know what will happen. Alexander R said, will the Kumu stream be this time every week? It's a good time for me, afternoon before work. Yes, it will be 9 p.m. PST our time every Thursday going forward. And if you hit that remind.
Yeah, we'll try to schedule the lives a couple days before at least. We'll try to get better at that too. But that's it, guys. Thank you. Round of applause again for you guys. We love you so much. Megan, I hate saying bye to the people, but maybe there's a way. I like to think of a fun way we could say bye to everybody. Like, Alexander, Hassan, Will, stealing your waifu. I mean, I'm just reading off. Zombie die.
Thanks for coming to Kumu. We love you.
I mean, that's pretty good. We got Monkey D. Luffy in here.
Thanks
for. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. I think that's great, and I think that's very Megan, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm a team player and I'm a team sport, and I love that you did that. And if you want to do it, and I'll put the camera on you while you do it, I would love nothing more than to go out on that. However, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do that. And I'll throw my cue card again. I'm kidding.
Can we stop it?
I'm kidding.
Let's end it right now.
Okay, you're too good of an actor, and people are gonna really think that you're in danger right now. All right. I wanted to think of a fun way. I'll do it.
I'm trying for a Kumu pun. I know it's so be great for clicks to get one free hit in.
There's a One Piece character that we just met that's one letter off from Kumu.
Josh is lucky these disappear. Josh Magic Michaels over party.
Josh Magic Michaels over party?
Josh Magic Michaels sober party.
Is over. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Will's trying to create a hashtag.
We should do like Mr. Rogers or like when they're like goodbye, like their goodbye song. You didn't like when I did like
no, yours was good. I just didn't want. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
All right, we got 4 seconds. We're almost at 2 hours, guys. Okay, I'll do it. I'm a good sport. I'm a team player. I love you guys. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it again, and then we're gonna end the stream like that. Make sure, Thriller Bark Part 2, Volume 1. I'll give it away, or it's gonna be Zatch Bell. It's great. It's one of my favorites.
That's really good. Thank Kumu for coming.
Love it. All right.
Thank Kumu for coming.
I love you guys. Bye.